Oh, the eyes are watering. Oh, I gotta turn the volume down. Oof.
When you want to get off the darkest ground,
Asshat.
but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. Where am I?
We're back.
We're back.
Yep. Hey y'all, welcome to movie night. I am hosting, I guess, so I'm doing all the talking. So, sorry that it's a little late. I think we got our technical difficulties all figured out from last night, and I guess without further ado, we'll introduce the panel. So, Mom NATO.
Hi, guys. Welcome to movie night. Have fun, enjoy, and listen to the crazy.
Hey, don't tell them that much. They might stick around and listen to me. Tornado, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Tornado Pelt, and I'm playing Pixelmon.
Okay.
Currently, I just managed to get my Charmander evolved into a Charmeleon. Fun!
And as we all, I don't know, Striking, are you feeling up to being able to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello everybody. It's me, Cy Strikling. I am here. We have Brooke hosting tonight, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let's all be nice and enjoy.
All right. And I guess without further ado, let's jump into the crazy and see what's on the wheel.
All right. Let's bring up our wheel. Bear with me one moment. Okay.
Are you actually going to take part in the panel, Sister?
Okay, so we
Somewhat.
got Aztecs, Moon, and Astral. And Tornado, do you want to do the honors?
Wheel of Misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn. Spin it! Do 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 do. You recognize that theme?
No.
I was thinking it was
Astral.
Tailspin, but
Yep.
that bit at the end didn't recognize that in there. But okay,
That
so
was
we get
Tailspin.
Astral.
All right.
What is
So
Astral?
which one's Astral?
That's always a great question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I think the moon is mine, which everybody's gonna hate me for.
The moon is
So we've
yours.
got
When did you
the-
steal it?
Oh, was I
Ooh.
not supposed to say that out loud?
No. You know, Astral Aztec moons can be very interesting.
Oh, I think this is
Who is
I
this
think
guy?
If it's who I think it is, we're in for a lot of drink calls.
Well, then it's a good thing I topped off my Mountain Dew.
His
This
n-
episode of Movie Night brought to you by Mountain Dew. Hashtag Pepsi, please sponsor us.
His name is Tim Wild, Wild.
Maybe not.
And this one is called The Astral Planes and the Power of Alchemy, Friday Ascension Update.
Drink?
Yeah, just unsubstantiated. I mean, I guess if we got our
Okay,
first drink called Tornado. Oh, go ahead, Mom.
Okay, first of all, alchemy was supplanted by chemistry. In fact, alchemy was all about finding the elixir of life. Chemistry is all about, actually testing stuff. And has found elixirs of everything, ranging from death to very painful death, to death now and death later.
But does this mean that he's like thinking he's part of Stargate Command and he's going to ascend like the ancients?
We'll have to watch and find out, I guess, on that one.
Okay.
But Tornado, I do have one thing to add on to what you have said on the alchemy. It wasn't just the elixir of immortality. That was one of the things that you could find, but also they believe that you turn lead into gold with certain aspects on that. So,
well, I guess you can if you were to say hit it with neutrons.
Don't forget about equivalent exchange.
Well, shall we get started and see what we actually got here?
Sure.
All right, let's jump right in.
Good morning. Happy Friday. It's a beautiful frosty morning in the south of England. And I hope you've all had a lovely week. We are now thoroughly into the month of November, coming towards unbelievably coming towards the end of 2021. And kind of 7 weeks away from the winter solstice.
I'm going to call drink. And just because I was waiting for him to give a year or some sort of indication of that, but he's saying we're well into November, I'm going to call a little bit of, not accurate information on that because we're in the very beginning.
Well, no, he said we're totally into the month of November.
Oh, I think we were well into, okay.
And well into the year of 2021.
Oh, okay. Apparently I need my hearing checked because I can't hear.
But he's like, we're nearing the end of the year. Well, that's what happens when it's November. Duh.
Yeah. Okay. I stand corrected on that. I somehow missed that whole in-between section. My bad.
You're sleepy.
A little bit.
All right, shall we continue on then?
Yeah.
Let's start it back.
It's just going to be grand. It's going to be wonderful. But I want to talk a little bit about this. This subject might border a little bit on the uncomfortable for some of us because we are all very aware of the nature of duality from which we have grown. So when a human being incarnated on planet Earth prior to 2012, it was very much the 3D experience. Okay, now
Drink.
You've come into your body.
Okay, explain to me how human beings only incarnated in the year 2012. Because I know for a fact that I've been here since 1971.
Yeah.
But I wasn't incarnated.
I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of my drink call was, I'm pretty sure I've been around for a little while longer than that.
And I'm pretty sure that the sperm fertilized my egg, which in turn created me. So, there's no such thing as me being created by me being an immaculate conception there.
I see, movie night, educational. Not only do you learn about idiocy, but you also learn about how babies are made. Well, the most G-rated version you can have.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it possible for a human to artificially inseminate themselves without you know, doing
No.
I don't know.
No, because you have to have a second person. There has to be a second person involved because either you're carrying the egg or you're donating the sperm. So there has to be two people.
unless one of them was built with a fully functioning double set.
There are people who are intersexed. It's
I mean, maybe?
Shall we continue on?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You'd have your
Yeah, you're gonna
primary
get
soul
the
agreements.
shit knocked out of
Everything
you.
would be set up for you to go about learning what you've agreed to learn, paying off. Good morning.
Whoops.
Happy Friday.
Whoop.
It's a beautiful enlightenment. That's been very much the set of circumstances for our generation, the one that we are experiencing at the moment. And there's something very obvious that is happening, and I'm receiving this as either direct communication, or I'm seeing it in the field, or it's information
Hold
that
on,
has
did
been
you
given to me
skip ahead too
previously
far?
particularly over the last 2 years.
By like 10 seconds,
And
but
it is
this video is
the
22
increase,
minutes.
or what we would perceive as the increase in astral activity. Okay. Now, the
Drink.
second we start talking about this, it's almost immediately we've got to get.
On everything he said about him having a direct line of communication, basically to the astral plane and everything else, can I please have a citation on that?
It's called his shiny brown chakra.
Well, I would believe that's about where he's pulling it.
I wouldn't even call it brown chakra. I'd just call it pile of shit.
Well, the shiny brown chakra is a nice way of phrasing that. We do want to
Yeah.
keep monetization here if possible, although doubt it
We're
will.
not monetized.
It's a reference to spirit science.
Yes, exactly. He's about as loony as some of these people who believe in chakra.
No, chakra, in the sense of Naruto, is not Looney to, quote, accept because you're accepting it within the fictional setting.
Uh-huh.
Chakras,
Okay.
that is the...
Chakras.
that is the-
Chakra.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Well,
Accepting the fictional version of it in the fictional universe is okay because you're just a fan of a series. Accepting what you claim is a real version of it without providing proof is different.
Mhm.
but you know, Mom Nato, I will disagree with you. Chakras are very real. I can prove it. If I take a taser and I shock someone with it, they're gonna go ah to get a shock and a rah.
Yes,
That's
this is
bad.
true. But the Hindi and stuff have believed in chakra, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call it, chakras, since they created the religion. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I had to be the smart ass. I'm the host. I'm allowed to do that now.
Well, why don't we move on, bro?
Yeah.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah,
Our
let's move
cloaks
on.
on.
I
We've
won't
got to
stall.
call in Archangel Michael. We've got to surround ourselves and fortify our bodies
Okay,
and fields
drink.
with as much light as possible.
They need to make up their mind. Either they believe in chakras or they believe in the Archangel Michael. The two do not intertwine and mix together to form a single religion comfortably. There's too many differences. So,
You could,
yeah.
If you really wanted to do some mental gymnastics.
No, Mom Nato, I will have to step in and go. There are ways that it does work. I have, I know people who do believe in some of the woo stuff like that. And here's how they do it: is they are Christian, but what they say is that through their chakras and being aligned and all that, that's how they can communicate with God, and God communicates back to
Mm-hmm.
them. So there are
Mhm.
ways to do it. It just takes a lot of twisting and maneuvering to make it work.
Okay. Then I definitely would not call that person a Christian. I would call them something, but I don't know what.
I mean, they say they believe in Jesus and everything, so I have no reason to say they
Okay.
aren't, but that's just how they're it's I'm like,
That's how their belief in magical beings goes. Yes.
yes, I've so it's but yeah, let's move on.
Right, let's move on.
Yeah, just bear with me one moment. Sorry, I had to get this fixed. I don't know why it was putting our screen for infinity on the screen there.
It looked neat.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. That should be good. Okay. I think we're good
Maybe
now.
it was doing a study on the infinite impossibility of chakras.
All right. Here we go.
To prevent all of this light sucking nonsense going on, and it's been going on for a very, very long time. A lot of people are seeing this almost as like a new or unique process, but in actual fact it was exactly how 3D operated for a very, very long time. So say you've got this dimensional
tornado.
3D is not how... What you described there is not how 3D operates. 3D relies on two types of phenomena. The first, stereoscopic vision. And in order to do certain types of that, they'll offset parts of the screen slightly so that you see one part differently than another, and the two parts, when you view them through 3D glasses, coalesce into different cells.
Mm-hmm.
And you can view it both as one, and it looks like it's three-dimensional. The other way is with red and blue cells, which will help deal with the light that's coming in, and you get a sort of 3D image that way, and they also use stereoscopic splitting on that one. Either way, the intent is to trick your brain into thinking there's a three-dimensional image using either stereoscopic separation or color separation.
Has nothing to do with life.
Unless he's trying to argue that the real world is that, but then the real world is 3D and it's been around a lot longer than he's claiming.
No, I don't know. He seems to be claiming that the world only turned 3D in 2012.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Move on.
Yeah, let's get going.
Space where people wake up, are born into. They've got no idea where they've come from yet, and have this incredible set of circumstances, including a lovely physical body with all of the tangibilities that go with it, but no, absolutely zero recollection or memory of where they came from. Well, because all of that is changing, because the vast amount of light that is coming in is designed to build a new platform of living, the fifth dimensional reality that we're moving to, millions of us are unplugging from that previous.
Citation, please. This isn't the age of Aquarius.
Okay, so the world has been they've come from this completely dark place. Now they're in this new place with lots of light, with no recollection of being in the dark. They've just sprung up like a weed in a flower garden, and they don't know where they're going. Okay, all right. This is a bunch of hooey.
And there's also a lot of Louie and Dewey too.
Mm-hmm. And don't forget McScrooge.
No, that's Scrooge McDuck.
I like calling him McScrooge.
That's my childhood right there.
Yes, I know. I'm older than you. I know.
Right? All right, well, I guess let's move on.
Reality, you've heard me refer many times to the unplugging from the 3D matrix, and it's a
Drink.
very distinctive process.
Tornado.
Unplugging from the 3D matrix, he says.
Uh-huh. Okay, this guy's watched the movie Matrix and its counterparts way too often.
Yeah.
He believes it's real.
This is...
So is he going to mention Neo, do you think?
Probably not, because that would alert people off to his being full of it. Although he's crazy enough, he probably doesn't care.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say we see if we can get him up to possibly maybe like a 1.5 times speed here, since this is quite a
Sure,
lengthy video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the bell if we need it.
All right. Well, let's continue on here and let's let RJ in first.
Hi, RJ.
He's not in yet.
Yeah, it still says he's joining. All right.
Hey, RJ.
No audio yet. I see an RJ, but I don't hear him yet.
There he is.
I am here. Here.
Hi, RJ.
Hello. Just saw the message that we have some more stupid in line tonight.
Oh, yes. Right now we're talking to a guy who thinks that astral traveling is real and that people are unplugging from the 3D matrix in preparation
Does
of
he get frequent
going to
flyer
the-
miles for his astral traveling?
He
I
might.
don't know. He might,
Yeah.
but he's talking about how we're going to be traveling to a new 5th dimension.
Ooh, the 5th dimension.
Mhm.
Weren't they a rock group back in the 20th century?
Did we lose Brooke?
We did.
Oh boy.
Ah,
That's
Oh,
all right.
dear.
We'll continue on in the meantime, and I'll
yeah. Does this guy look like he's liable to be traveling in any dimension, let alone astrally?
Only when they put him in a little white coat
yeah.
with his arms tied behind his back.
Well, I've bumped him up to 1.25 speed, so let's see if that makes it more bearable. And
Okay.
let's see how we do.
Process. Everything that we were previously linked into was we were kind of like hooked in via the ultimator chakra at the back of the neck, and it's almost like the illusion was programmed.
So
and
that's
we
what that's
agreed
called.
to this experience. Remember, we agreed to come down to planet Earth and have that experience because the
Drink.
potential for spiritual growth.
Okay, he's going to mention Neo any minute now.
We agreed to come down to Earth and have this experience because we're in
Mm-hmm.
the Matrix.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We're part of the
They
Matrix.
had a committee meeting.
Uh-huh. I'm
They're
telling
coming
you.
to take me away, haha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, haha. To the funny farm.
Ah!
It's beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. They're coming to take me away, haha.
I think we got the point there, Tornado. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm old enough to remember when that song knew.
Okay, he's still there. But, all he's doing is retelling, in his own words, the Matrix movies.
Well, if we
Because
want to be bored, we can just watch the movies directly.
Yeah, and there's a new one getting ready to come out, too.
Yes, I've seen a
Whoa,
preview for
hey.
that. They were
Mhm.
showing that at the new Dune film, and I'm going, how exactly are they pulling this off?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's
I think it's basically a way to get some extra money from the actors. You know, they can get, nice work if you can try it. Look at all the Aliens movies did for Sigourney
Mhm.
Weaver.
yeah, but yeah, he's just basically retelling the Matrix movies. How now all of a sudden we've agreed to come down to Earth after having our bodies plugged in through the back of the neck. Okay.
Okay.
Did he actually say that?
Yes, he did.
Sorry, I
Hello,
blocked.
Brooke.
Hi, you kicked me off the stream because I'm gonna blame you because right when she said I'm
But
letting you in,
that's what
my
you're
computer
here for,
froze.
Brooke, is to be kicked off of the stream.
Not tonight. I'm the host.
Indeed.
Now, if you're going to be a stickler, this is the wrong show.
Yeah. Well, we should move on.
Yeah.
Listen to more of his bullshit.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
learn more about the astral traveling.
Under those circumstances is so vast. Now that we as a soul collective are particular, the majority of the 8 billion people that are living on this planet are now choosing to go through the ascension process along with Mother Earth herself.
There is no such thing as the Soul Collective, and if there is, I would love to see a citation for it. And 2, he said the 8 billion people. There's only 7 point some odd billion last I checked.
Stickler.
Hey,
I just like the idea that he astrally projected himself down to somebody that needs glasses.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's true. Wouldn't be my first
astral
choice.
Project somewhere. I'm not going to go this route. I can tell you.
Yeah, the fact is that he's saying we agreed to deal with all the shit that's going on with Mother Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And how we agreed to let it happen. Okay.
Mother Earth hugged them really close and told them that they must come down to Earth by astral projection in a way that cannot be documented or otherwise affect anything.
Okay. He needs to not do this because he is starting to sound like he's trying to rip off a show that I watched as a kid called Captain Planet, and he's trying to rip that off now. He better not ruin that for me. That was a good show. I liked it, and I still like it to this day.
Captain Planet.
Hey, I used to watch that too.
I don't. Was that one of the Jerry Anderson songs?
Wind,
No,
fire,
it was
fire, heart.
You're gonna get us a copyright strike.
by your powers.
No, I don't
divine.
think it was RJ. I don't remember exactly, but
okay.
it was it was a
There were many
Cartoon
series that
Network.
were on.
Yeah, it was done by, I
on that.
believe Ted Turner was the main one behind it.
Well, we should move on and see what other bullshit he spouts.
Yeah, I'm looking for the science.
Wishful thinking there
There
on your
is-
part, RJ.
What we've been perceiving for a while now as 2 worlds. Okay, there's the 3D world or the 3D matrix that most of us are still having to integrate with and interact with on a daily basis. And there's the new
3D
set of
world,
circumstances and the
yes.
new reality that we're all forging towards and building as smoothly or effectively or as quickly as possible. But in the process of this moving, this big giant house move from one vibration to another, we are beginning to see a set of defences become very visible as the 3D matrix begins to kind of try and reclaim or at least limit the damage of us all moving away from it. And also
does any
the
of
fact
that
that
mean?
when you
Alright. Tornado.
Really? The 3D Matrix is trying to limit the damage of us moving away from it?
I'm telling you, he's just retelling the movies.
I swear! It's like you might as well start going, and I'm Neo, and I'm the only sane guy!
Yes, basically.
I can't say anything on this being a Matrix ripoff because I know this is such a crime. I've never seen any of the Matrix movies.
Oh well, they're
That's
they're
okay.
an agreeable little bit.
They're boring as sin.
Oh, excuse me.
Hey, don't
think
suggest that
about it,
sin is that
Momito.
boring.
All right,
Okay,
well,
I
let's
decided to excuse you.
let's
Thank you.
continue on.
Yeah.
Can't we
Let's find out
build the
more
video
about
and
those
move to
vibration
something
levels.
else?
Nope.
shine light
No,
on
I want to
something that
watch you be
becomes visible.
tortured.
Okay, so a lot of these things that are being perceived as new or unique actually have existed for a very, very long time. We just haven't been aware of them.
And how
we haven't
long
been
is
able to
that?
see them. Every day that we're here on Earth, our ability to perceive our sight grows, and we're at a very specific point in the transition at the moment, because it's almost like that vulnerable middle stage. Okay, where we've come from, the middle bit, where we are now, and where we are going to. Now, where we are going to does not need all of this very rigorous protection, this continual cleansing, this almost daily
None of
grind
this
that we
means
have
anything.
to keep our
Yeah.
light high, to interact with 3D.
Does
and
anybody have
actually
some
come out of it
croutons and salad
as
dressing for
unscathed
this?
as possible.
was
But it's
wondering-
becoming increasingly difficult to do
Can I request like a
And
skip or
so,
something? Because it's like 22
one of the
minutes, and
reasons
he
for
has.
this, and
I've
I've seen
saying
like 2
nothing.
occasions where it's happened, particularly.
Yeah, so I mean, we can, let me see, we can skip ahead if you guys want.
I think this guy. How long is this little puppy?
22 minutes.
22
Oh, yeah,
minutes,
He's gonna go
yeah.
on and on and on
Yeah,
like
this
this.
is so-
Yeah, we're only 6 minutes in.
The moss on the tree is going to be more innovative and informative than this guy.
Let's
think-
let's see, where does he end it?
Probably the ants crawling up his legs would be more speedy than this guy.
Yeah. Well, should we move it to the 20-minute mark and see if he
Yes,
actually gets to the
please.
science?
Yeah. Let's find out whether he's gotten to do any of the science yet.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Look, the sun has moved. You can now see the sun on the right hand side.
Ooh,
Mm,
the passage of time. Yay.
Here we go.
woohoo.
Like working with Serapis Bay, working with the Legions of Anubis, if you do need that extra fortitude.
Drink!
If you do need
Oh my god, drink! Okay,
It didn't get any
so-
better then.
Mom NATO. I heard Tornado call it first, so we're
Okay.
gonna let him have it.
Anubis is a character from ancient Egyptian mythology. He is not supposed to be a real thing.
Well, not if you study your stuff in ancient Egypt.
Okay, and now Mom NATO.
Okay, so now not only do we have chakras and the Archangel Michael, now we've got the hordes of Anubis.
This
No.
is
I'm
not
telling you,
fucking mummy.
he cannot make up his theological mind. Oh.
I actually thought. I mean, I could have been wrong and misheard. And you guys tell me if I did, because apparently that's been happening today. I can't apparently hear right. I thought he said like something about the Order of Anubis, meaning
No, he's-
something like
Mhm.
some
He said the
secret
Legion.
Oh,
society.
well, that makes all the difference in the world.
He said the
Yeah, oh,
Legion.
He said the legions of Anubis.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then
Legion,
sorry.
horde,
Oh, yeah. Either way,
tomato,
okay.
tomato. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
that's-
way, he's mixing his theological references into a stew.
Yeah.
Next
Can't we bring
he's-
Talokin and Quetzalcoatl and some of
Yeah,
those other
he-
ones here?
Yeah,
He,
hey,
He's going to be adding Quetzalcoatl and the
Okay.
world serpent and Loki and Thor pretty soon.
Hey, well, you
Thor
might as
has
well,
nothing
hey,
with-
they're going to be
nothing
stepping
to
on
do with
Marvel
this, man.
Comics here.
Yeah, really.
hey,
Thor
if he
and Loki
brings
was-
in he brings in Quetzalcoatl, which is a Mesoamerican ancient deity. That's actually helpful because that's what I helping my girlfriend with homework. So yeah, let's bring him in and talk about him.
What about the Thunderbird?
Thunderbirds are go!
Yeah, I was thinking that
Hey,
too.
leave Zapdos out of this.
I was
Which
thinking,
is more animated than this guy is.
Mhm.
yeah.
I must respectfully ask.
But
you
yeah,
leave
we
Zapdos
actually-
out of this.
Yes, we got it
Actually,
the
in
first time.
all honesty, we haven't really talked on Quetzalcoatl either. And I don't think we
Mhm.
will. And we never mentioned the Thunderbird.
Yeah,
It's just-
nobody
I
gives
know.
Quetzalcoatl any respect anymore.
Well, I
I
just
like
happen to know that
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl was I just know he was an ancient deity from that area.
Feathered
It's the
serpent.
famous feathered
Yep.
serpent that's
I was
responsible
thinking he was
for the founding of Tenochtitlan.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
thinking he was the feather serpent, but I couldn't remember, so I want
No.
to say and be wrong. But I do remember.
And when
the
you're
name.
hopped up on fermented chocolate to get yourself revved up to rip people's hearts out, you might as well go with a feathered snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm trying to remember from like 3 years ago of my ancient history one class that I had, ancient world history.
Mm.
So I couldn't remember which one it was. So thank you for correcting me. But yeah, I'm totally not trying to stall right now.
No,
Well,
we
we should
wouldn't
move on.
imagine stalling
Yeah.
to keep
Yes.
this fellow's thing from stopping.
I want to get to the Aztec. It's probably more interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of the ones that were said, I wanted to see the Aztec one. That sounded cool.
All right, here we go.
Guardians around you. All the information is there on my website. and got some wonderful events coming
course
up
it
as well.
is.
Yeah,
First of
Trent, it's
all,
shit.
I want to talk a little bit about what Diana Cooper and I are doing next week. There are going to be
yes,
a series
advertisements.
of 10 short Ascension videos sent out by Diana
Here,
Cooper
let's-
and I. They're going to begin on Monday. There'll be a second media for we look, we search, and the information is presented and it is given to you. But for want of a better word,
Information
it is
in
very,
air quotes.
it's going to be, or it can be, or it is at the moment, a mixture of Mars and Venus energy-wise. Around us is an incredible form of density, which is
Can
kind
be,
of
or could be,
increasing
or
in
would be,
volume
or should be.
because we're washing it out. Okay, we're not giving
That
it
covers
any
a lot of
option.
bases.
But it's also seeking to defend itself, because, as I've explained previously, the more people that unplug from it, the weaker it becomes. So everybody who's choosing to no
Drink.
longer live with that free.
I'm telling you.
Tornado, did you call drink as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first then.
Unplugging? Dude, you need to unplug your computer and get a fucking life.
Well, I think he's been unplugged a long time.
Yeah.
No, he's
Unhinged.
unhinged, RJ. Is the term I think you're thinking
No,
of,
he-
not
Yes.
unplugged. Although he is unhinged and he has unplugged from reality.
Peeled, sliced, and diced.
No, the proper quote, if you're going to use it, is he has lost one too many prize marble matches.
Oh my god. That's
At least so-
hysterical.
At least someone got my joke.
Yeah. Why did we back it back up?
Because he was
Because
on
it was
his
after we're trying
advertisements.
to see if we were
Yeah.
trying to get any.
We didn't want to miss the science.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
no science.
Slipped it in there really cleverly, didn't he?
The science
All
is a
in all the
lie.
silent parts.
Mhm.
No, that's the cake, Mom NATO. The cake
No.
is a lie.
The science in this video is a lie. Refute that claim, I dare you.
No, the cake is a lie. Doesn't anyone here play Portal?
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is the science in this video is a lie.
Oh, I agree with you there too. Hey, I'm the host. I'm hosting today. I'm allowed to have a little bit of fun today.
The Portal games.
All right. Well, live chat. Let us know in the chat. One, if you want to gong this video and move on to the next, or two, if you want to finish it out. What do you think? Let us know there. One, if you want it
Seems
gone.
as though
Two.
fast forwarding it did not
Get
cause
this
us to
shit on
jump
the
into
line.
a spot that was notably
Shit
more
on the
informative than the
Three.
earlier parts.
What is
All
3
right.
supposed to be?
I don't see a
I
three.
think that was maybe meant to be a 1.
42. Ha 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 ha.
42 means we restart. Okay, here we go.
Go.
All right. Then we shall move on. All
There,
right.
we have gonged the video.
Okay. Let me take him
All
back
right.
off the wheel. Hold on one second.
Oh God, please.
Yes, we don't need to land on that.
Oh, wait, is this supposed to be Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald?
Yeah,
Yes.
If-
unintentionally, but
Yeah.
RGB.
Tornado?
Wheel of Misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn.
Again.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay, we got the one that we
Hashtag,
actually like.
Yay.
Oh, this is...
All right.
We're
Prepare to be
going
disappointed.
Mesoamerican.
Oh no.
I mean, isn't that kind of a staple when you're on the panel? Is it sounds really cool, but then it turns out to be
Shit.
whatever this is gonna be.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
What is this?
We're not going to have proper archaeology on the Olmecs and the Mayans and the Toltecs and the Miztecs and the Income Techs and all the other ones.
No.
Exactly.
The income tax?
What about the sales tax?
Yeah. You know, you got your
Oh.
Talak, your Quetzalcoatl, your Huitzilopochtli, you know, all of the various brigades in there. We got a bunch of stuff that's going on here. And I think I may have accidentally said more actual knowledge about that than you're going to get from the video.
Probably.
All right.
Hold on. What about your state tax? And
Yeah, but
So
you can't do that
anyway,
unless they revise
All
the tax
right,
code.
all right.
Okay,
So
let's settle it
our
down.
next video is Aztec Legend of the Fifth Sun. It's ending now. Can anybody guess who
Ooh.
our lovely creator is on that?
Gina Marie Calvin
So-
Hill.
Indeed.
Oh, she's always so much fun.
Also, I love. Let's
Okay.
take a special mention to Cass Sirius, who says 86753 guys.
Yes. All right. Well,
Okay,
let's get started, shall we?
I'm calling
Please.
drink already on whoever submitted this video.
Good God, I hate.
I hate that
Oh.
woman's fugly mug.
We now
I-
found out where the cave is that are holding the Bigfoot.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and she always films using her phone
Mhm.
in portrait mode instead of landscape mode.
Of
Yeah,
course.
turn
God.
your phone
Are you
90
aware
degrees.
of Gina Marie Calvin Hill, Brooke?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Are you
Brooke has
aware
submitted
of this
some of
particular
hers.
individual?
I submitted one. It was one without watching. I just submitted it by the name only, and it was bad.
Ashamed of yourself.
All right.
All right.
should
Let's
be ashamed of
let's
yourself.
get started and see what we got.
Yeah.
Morning. Good morning. It's 9:44 a.m. on November the 5th of 2021. And I was going through the comments on the YouTube channel, and there was a comment by this individual, Sago Ori. Okay, Sago Ori. And she saw some ships. I can't remember exactly what the comment was, so I went to her channel, and she's giving an explanation about the fifth sun. That the fifth sun, which is the cycle that we're already in, hello Apple Brooks, and hello everyone, is going to be ending in around 2021.
Drink.
That's
she's,
like
Drink.
running out of time now.
And tornado.
So let's see. Is this supposed to be the same exact ending period that was supposed to happen in 2012, which the modern Mayans got so pissed off about because they were hijacking the date that was supposed to be the end of the current period of the calendar?
Probably not. I don't think she's going to get that far.
Then again, the fifth sun. I've never
Which is
even
the
heard,
cycle we're in right now.
I've never heard of such a thing. I need to see a citation on this.
I agree.
Don't hold your breath.
And that was kind of what my drink call was for. Because I was going to say it's something like, but like it's totally needs a citation.
Yeah.
So I yoinked your.
And some info
so I yoinked
on
your
the
complaint.
previous four suns.
Yeah, really.
Sorry for yoinking your complaint.
No, you're fine. I got my joke in. I'm happy. Perks to being the host. Let's move it on.
Here we go.
Get this painting over with.
A Life Path 5, and she refers to herself as an original Aboriginal. And
A what?
Drink.
and
Yeah. Tornado
No,
that was Momnado.
or Mom. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, an original Aboriginal.
Yeah. As opposed to a new Aboriginal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Can we say oxymoron?
Yeah, I was like,
Well,
Aboriginal
definitely in her case, the
or-
moron part.
Well, definitely the moron part.
Yeah.
But
No.
so I'm assuming that
That's
that's
this.
just redundant.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming this original Aboriginal. That the ships she's talking about are the ships that are supposed to take us away from this planet, because of course there's got to be space aliens involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm done.
Moon insects.
Yeah,
Does
no,
it
I
say
was
it's the
pretty much how I was thinking on that too, Momnado. So yeah, let's
Mm,
move it
Maybe
on.
we'll get a movie poster out of it.
return.
we can only
It's
hope.
really good, you all. Her video, she was talking. It was 20 minutes long. Look at this. It was 20 minutes
Ooh,
long.
wow, 20 minutes.
And, the return of the,
The
god.
return of the god.
So this is the video. It's
Text
20
Lapoca.
minutes
That's the polka?
long. And you know, you may
Not
not
even a
agree with this,
major
but what she was
god.
saying was really, really interesting. She might have said around 3 F words, but they were very brief. If you can get past that, okay, it was very, very interesting.
Were they three of the same F words?
Interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, were they like fun? Because we all know fun is, the first letter in the F of fun means the fire you're gonna burn down the whole town with.
Phantasmagorical.
I thought that was PH.
That's pH.
Fungible.
Fungus,
Fugly?
which is about what she is as far as
Figment of the imagination.
yeah,
Fugly figment.
Fractal.
which is how wrong she is.
Practically wrong.
I
Okay.
think we've got a much better list of F words for her than the one she was thinking about.
Probably.
The creature feature.
Here we go.
What she had to say, that we're in this, it's like the black sun. It's like you have to face your shadow self. Everybody has a shadow self, and they have to face their shadow self. And the darkness is coming. Okay, this is really neat.
Citation, please. I mean, when did we go in from ancient Aztecs to one of my favorite book series of The Darkest Rising? Or any other, or are we going Kingdom Hearts with this one?
I think
You realize
she's
that if you
Kingdom
put
Hearts. Yeah.
her notions and the guy that we just heard together, you would have still nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. No. There would be something, a lot of empty space between the two of their heads.
Yeah. Here we have discovered now what the extra dimensions are of the fifth sun, that there is this vast gaping hole where thought ought to be.
Well,
And
don't
that they-
forget, RJ, in the first video, the guy was talking about us moving to the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that has anything to do with the fifth sun.
Ooh.
Maybe it's the sun of that.
Correlation.
Yeah. I'm sure we can make it fit somehow. And then we can bring in Beethoven's Fifth Symphony, and then a fifth of Scotch, and then another fifth of Scotch. And
And
then
the
just keep
fifth
going with
element.
the fifths of Scotch.
Well, no, you
why
can
does
bring
it
in the
have to-
fifth element.
No, why does it have to be the fifth? Why can't it be the seventh? Because then if we can do the seventh 28 times, then we can run it back to make it equal 13.
I'm sorry, I'm just doing the seven symphonies.
Okay, let's move on. No more drink calls for a bit. Let's just get this over with.
Let her
Listen to
ramble.
every single bit of what she had to say. It's 20 minutes long. But I thought, I could resonate with it, with what she was saying, because there's something going on. Hello.
No,
Hello, everyone.
there's nothing
something
going on.
And I heard about this
Why do you
before. I've
assume
heard about
there's
it, but I haven't
something
really.
going on?
She explained it really good. So look, the legend of the fifth sun. Look, 5 suns.
Look, now we get a citation.
Thank
Oh,
you.
hey! Thank
In an
you!
Aztec myth. First of all, as soon as they say it's a myth, there's alarm bells now going off in my mind and in my body and in my spirit. When you call something a myth, there's alarm bells now that
Okay.
automatically go off, because I don't think it's a
So,
myth. I
great,
don't.
yeah. Go Tornado.
Nobody cares what you think, you dumb bitch.
No yelling.
Temper Tornado. Temper.
Calm
Tornado, you're
down.
echoing.
Take a stress
no
pill.
more yelling.
Sorry.
And
When she says, "Oh, it automatically makes alarm bells go off," no. You're just sad because when someone calls something a myth, it hurts you. It hurts you on some level.
Alarm bells never seem to go off for her when she's hearing stupid shit, though.
well, that would be that she would have to hear it when she talks.
Yeah.
But I have to say this on if we're going with if it says it's a myth, that makes it true pretty much. So can she go get on the river Styx, pay the ferryman to take her across over to the isle where Medusa lives, and let her just kind of look at Medusa?
But remember, that will earn you astral mileage.
Right.
Maybe she might get the trip back free then.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure
what
there's a free mileage thing.
Yeah, and remember, the trip out is with the speed of light being infinite, but the time back is when it's really slow.
Yeah.
We're just bringing in some Lyle creationism here, just to tie
Yes.
all the little knots together in a
Yeah,
way that is a
Okay,
tangled.
Lyle, is he the one that says that light speed is half as it comes back in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
which it can't be.
yeah.
Right.
Which yeah,
The
sorry
only
for
difference between this lady and Jason Lyle is Lyle has sort of a real PhD, and this lady is a FD.
he technically does have a legitimate PhD. He does, but he doesn't ever use it. But and I'm sorry, we should
Not so anyone can notice. Yeah.
Let's move on.
We need to move on. And sorry for my Clash of the Titans reference. I watched that earlier.
That's okay. I have it.
And I'm
I have it
really
on
appreciative
Blu-ray.
that she did that video. She did it yesterday. She has a lot of other videos. You may not agree with them. I don't agree with everything she shared, but you know what? I can overlook that, and I can find some similarities, a common ground in some of the things she shares. Hello, Sherry, honey. Thank you. I find some common
she's
ground,
a
you all.
nutcase like you.
What she said, it was very, very interesting, and I'm not going to play it on here. I want you to go listen to it. I'll put the link to her channel right there. It's this one right here. The Return of the God.
It's very
She said
interesting.
She's been studying it.
In
it
a
took
way
her
that she never
decade,
actually
she said,
says why
to
it's
get to where
interesting.
she's at now. A decade. Oh, you can only speak your truth. Oh, see, she's on here right now. Yes, because it resonated with me. I believe everything happens for a reason. I really do. You know, my husband's life path number is a 5 also. And some of the closest friends I've had were life path number 5s, and I still have them. Even though they're supposed to be the exact opposite of me, which is an 11.
Don't expect any of this to make any sense. She's just rambling now.
All right, Tornado.
The fuck is a life path number 5?
Yeah.
I think it's like a love potion number 9.
Yeah. Well, you take love potion number 9, and then you subtract Chanel number 5, and then you add on the 7 deadly sins, and then you divide by the answer to the universe of everything 42, and then keep adding and subtracting until you get it 5, and you'll get there.
I'm pretty sure it's just one more than 4.
Well, if you're going to be a stickler,
Yeah.
that takes all the fun out of it. I suppose you expect to do the accounting too.
Yeah.
Now see, you were wrong, RJ. You take the love potion number 9, and then you subtract Chanel number 4, and there's your life path 5.
Oh, okay, yeah. But Side Striking, I'm gonna have to call drink on you for this, because you're actually wanting to use real stuff when we're trying to basically use their type of math. You want us to actually do it right. What kind of show are you running?
Listen, I even know the incantation.
But you're the host.
Ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Bing, bang.
Well, shall we continue on?
Yes.
Yeah, we get
let's
to the. She's going to
continue.
get to the science any minute now, I'm sure.
It's really good, you all. It made sense. Okay, look at this. So the 5 suns is an Aztec myth about how the world was created. It says that there were 4 other suns before our own, because different gods served as the sun at different times. The first sun was Tezcatlipoca, but he fought with his brother Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, I'm glad you got as
and
much
was
trouble with it
knocked
as
out
I
of the
would.
sky. Now you know that there's a lot of information on the Mayans, on the Aztecs, all of this. There's so much
Of
information.
which you're not going to get
but
any
when
of
they
it there.
literally come out and they call it a myth, you know that
That's
it's,
because
there's
it
something
is.
more to it.
So if an ancient culture believes something, it's basically saying that it was factual. So that means that the gods are on top of Olympus. You have to take the ferryman across, but you also have to have your heart weight against the feather of truth, but also have to go visit St. Peter. You have to do everything
Yeah,
else.
make sure you got your ba and your ka all aligned, and also remember that Zeus may be coming down and boinking you in a cloud.
Or a shower of gold.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, don't think about that too much, you little innocent mind. You.
Or he might fuck a cow.
Or if you go with Loki, you might actually go to a horse and get fucked by the horse, then be the mom. And
Anyway, let's move on.
And birth Slipnir.
We're gonna move on.
Yeah, for God's sakes, move on.
There's something more to it, you all. There's something more to it. Look at this.
Oh, there
The
must be something to
Aztec
it.
creation myth and the legend of the fifth sun. They would not. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, there's a book called The Dawn of the Sixth
They
Sun
would
by the
not. Yes,
Segori
they would not.
Mariana, where you got the information. That's wonderful.
Would you?
When they have to
wouldn't.
come
No,
out
they would not.
and put things on here like that to debunk it, you know there's truth to it. They don't want it to get out. And I
Oh
believe
my
in
God,
great.
Dwayne.
And we've been given.
NATO.
Okay. She's saying that everything that gets posted on the internet is posted there because people want you to debunk it to prove it's true, but because it's been posted on the internet, it's true.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And here's my question for her. If that's the case, then was Hawaii created by Maui and his magical hook where he pulled the islands out of the sea as his brothers rowed?
Yeah, see? Yeah, of
and
course.
If Quetzalcoatl is a creation myth, and that's true, then what about the rainbow serpent or any other creation myth out there, or story of creation on whichever religion or mythos you want to go
Let's not forget the flying spaghetti monster.
Yeah, so that must be true. Man, that's...
Yeah.
And the one-eyed, one-horned flying purple people eater.
Yeah, which I've never been able to determine whether it was eating flying purple people or not.
You want to lower your hand, Mom Nato, or do you have something else to say?
I did lower it, didn't I? No.
No,
okay.
It's raised.
No, it's good. Go.
Okay.
Bits and pieces of the puzzle of life throughout our life. Bits and pieces of it.
Oh, yes. Except all of her puzzle pieces are run through a blender.
So you want to know what it is, you can go and you can listen to her video right here. It's called, type in The Return of the God Tezcatlipoca.
Your mileage may vary.
Please keep an open mind. But if you're interested in
the
Aztecs or the Mayan...
Tornado.
Oh, please keep an open mind, which automatically translates to believe whatever you want, believe whatever I say, or you're a shill.
Well, remember, her mind is so open, all of her brains have fallen out.
Yeah, I was about ready
Dawkins used to say.
I was about ready to say that. Is her mind so open that everything's fallen out?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, it's Tezcatlipoca.
Or the fifth sun, you might want to listen to it if you find that interesting, because you know they do documentaries on it at times. Yeah. Bonjour.
The mysterious
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, because she explained it so well. She did.
Oh, in such a way that you cannot even summarize
for us. If you don't like the music in the background, that's fine. I didn't mind it at all. I think it added added more mystery to it. It was really neat. And you can push the closed caption if she has closed caption on here. Let me look at this. Yeah, there's closed caption.
Yeah, that'll make it a lot
clearer. Speak a different language. There is closed caption on here about the fifth sun. I'm not an expert in it. I've only heard about it from time to time. But they have called, they talk about the sun god. Right here, look at this. See, Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec god of the sun and wind, air and wind, wears around his neck the wind breastplate and the spiritually vaulted wind jewel made of conch shell. In his form,
it's a conch.
I can't say the word, is the wind.
The magic conch.
And is represented spider monkeys, ducks, and the wind itself. Spider monkeys. That's interesting. Spider monkeys. That is very interesting, you all.
Yeah. Monkeys that have been taken by the spider people of the moon.
Sagori Ori is commenting in the comment section. But it was really nice to listen to this morning. I sat in front of my fireplace. It had a nice fire. You can come there and you can just type in The Return of the God, the first through sixth sun, the Eye of Horus,
oh dear,
the
I think she's
Return
putting
of the
me off
Darkness Shadow.
Sitting by fireplaces.
And really, it is true. You got to face your shadows.
The what? Did she just say Return of the Eye of Horus?
No, just the Eye of Horus, I believe. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way. Yeah.
Either way, it's like she's now going full Stargate. Never go full Stargate unless you're actually...
Well, remember, isn't that a documentary?
Stargate was not a documentary, and the fact that this woman thinks
the documentary on the lunar space insects. I mean, why shouldn't Stargate also be a documentary?
No, RJ, it can't be a documentary because it hasn't happened yet. It's a futuristic prophecy.
Yeah, there we go. And it was probably interesting.
Well, let's continue on, shall we?
Must we? Yes, I
Yes.
suppose we must.
in you. You got to face it. You got to overcome it. And she said, you know, you've got to have some light in you also. You've got to have some light. Otherwise, you're going to get overtaken, okay, by the darkness. Okay, and it resonated with me, and that's
not
why
be
I'm on
overtaken
here
by the
because of
darkness.
the Mayan fifth sun, the five sun, and it's not a legend. It's not a legend. Even though I don't know everything
Not a
about it,
legend.
my spirit's telling me that it's not a legend and it's not a myth. Okay?
You know nothing
It's
about it,
not
but you're
a
going to
myth, you
act
all.
as though you do.
So yeah, and you know you can even type in more. You can do your own research about the five suns.
Drink.
Yeah, and arrive at nothing.
Yes, Tornado.
Do your own research. Often translates in Woo speak to watch videos that confirm what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then if my spirit says that, you know, a flying monkey's going to fly out of her back end, does that mean it's going to happen?
No!
What's fascinating is she clearly understands what she had seen on that woman's video so poorly she cannot even explain it to anybody. So she doesn't actually understand anything. We're getting serious methodology here. She doesn't really understand anything, assuming she's not a Poe, which I'm not at all convinced she's not just bullshitting this for money.
I mean, if she's a Poe, she's a damn good one.
Well, it's the same act. She just rambles on and on and on and on and on in a way that makes the other guy with the tree seem coherent.
Yeah, but I've seen it. I've sat down and watched and binge watched some of her videos. I know I'm a masochist, but usually if they're going to be a Poe, they're going to usually have at least some form of a slip up or something when they ramble like this. And I have never seen that. So,
you mean like Tyrannism does?
Yeah.
Well, then I will provisionally list this poor lady as actually believing what she says. How sad.
Yeah, I think she does, but like I said, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
God, I hope we're all.
Here we go.
All right.
You can look at that, the creation story. I've never really heard about their creation story. How did the world begin? According to the Aztec
going to look
creation,
because you have the curiosity of a
it has
block
its
of
own
wood.
answer. Okay, or answered. The five suns were the keys to the rebirths of the world. And the story, it goes like this. The story in the
Does she ever get much
creation in
past
ancient
like
Mexico,
Wikipedia pages
surrounding
and
areas actually
Google searches?
changed as time went by. You know, they say that we're in different life cycles and stuff, like the Earth goes through this cycle and stuff, and everything starts all over again. There's probably something to it. It says the story of birth, death, and rebirth.
On what basis? Probably, dear.
So when the world is destroyed, it's born again through the sacrifice of one of the gods. This is an Aztec creation story. And so the birth of a new sun. So you'll often hear the legend of the five suns, which I really never delved much into.
You'll
it.
often hear this
and the five
from
births of the world. Yeah. So the five suns, and so five different worlds have existed. And when the story is told, the order of the worlds is sometimes
and what does that
different.
mean?
And sometimes there are less than five suns, but the general idea remains the same. It's not a story of endless cycles as you may see in other cultures. For the Aztecs, the universe did have an actual beginning. So, you know, you can see this. They're talking about the beginning. You can do your own research, too. We've all heard about this. And, you know, they talk about according to the...
Now, I could be wrong on this, but I'm trying to go off from memory, so if I am wrong, correct me. But if I remember correctly, the creation myth of the life and death of the suns that she's talking about, or the gods in this case, was as a symbol of death and rebirth that we see each year through winter and other cycles. And it was a way of basically explaining why that happens, but it's done through a much longer time frame with the gods.
Well, it was in many ways a mythologization of the fact that they were becoming more and more sophisticated in astronomy. And so they had the lunar calendar and the solar calendar, which don't quite mesh up. And more importantly, Venus, the really bright planet Venus that they thought that's the Quetzalcoatl thing, where when it's very bright and then the right cycles, there's a 52-year cycle where the solar cycles mesh up in that. So they were able to figure out certain things, and all of these ideas about the age ending was working out all the permutations of how long it takes for these cycles to work out. There's no actual indication that they had any sense within their cultural frame of suns popping off and on like light bulbs going out that they have to change. All of this was purely driven by all this mathematics of working out what the astronomy was. And then way down the line in the superficial Google pieces, along comes Our Lady here, who picks up on this stuff and not even delving in close detail. Meanwhile, actual Mayan scholars know that all the notions about end of ages and all of that, they also thought you had to rip people's hearts out to keep the sun rising, and we seem to have stopped that, and nothing has happened. So maybe the whole model is wrong.
Yeah, and like I said, it was like their way of explaining the cycles through the death and the rebirth that we had of everything. So yeah, that's basically all that is talking about. So your point exactly being it was a way to explain what they observed, as most every other story that they had or myth that come about through any culture.
Oh, and the Aztecs, of course, were also layering in how important they were.
Yeah.
That they always had to be a little better than everybody else.
Yeah. Yep, they were the best of the best.
They were the Nazis of Mesoamerica. Let's put it that way.
From what I've read, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, they thought they were superior, that they were the only culture that mattered, and they burned Mayan books before the Spaniards did. Mm-hmm. So they were really quite a nuisance. And I imagine when an Aztec overlord visited some Maya vassal state, that they were as cringing with them as Jews were when Nazi Gauleiters would show up in 1940.
Yeah, let's move on to this idiocy, back to the idiocy and off historical facts, because we're here for the
falling asleep,
and we'll get some history of the Aztecs from her. Sure.
Yeah.
Aztec
yes, the
calendar,
lady who can't say Quetzalcoatl.
What did I say? Something was ending. So you have the first sun, the second sun, the third sun, the rain sun, the fourth sun, and the fifth sun, the earthquake sun. Well, that's very interesting. That is very interesting. The Aztec, the fifth sun.
Interesting in what way?
We're getting ready to
Will
start
she
all
ever
over.
say no?
No.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get on here, and you might want to look into that, because I think
her
it's
word
very,
for
very
saying,
interesting. And I
I'm not
greatly
going to think
enjoyed
any about
listening
this.
to what you had to say, Sigori Ori. It was really interesting, and you got my attention.
Interesting, yes.
Obviously, you got my attention, and you're not an attention seeker either. You made that quite clear, and that's all right. That's quite all right. But you got some information to share, and for those who want to hear what you have to say, because it really felt like I was listening to a narrator narrating something, and really it's what happened. Something that
narrators
I
do narrate things
in my own terms, because I'm not into it. But we all have a passion, so you can go there, and it's called The Return of the God Tezcatlipoca, the first son. Yeah, the Eye of Horus. And again, you may not agree with everything she shares. I have people who don't agree with everything that I share. If you can overlook things, take what you need and leave what you don't need, okay? Take what you want, leave what you don't want, okay? Be respectful, you all. Be very respectful, because this is important.
So
this is important, what's happening.
Tezcatlipoca.
All I'm basically hearing is cherry pick what you want if you think it fits you. If it doesn't, then let it be, and it isn't actually true.
Yes.
How much more do we have left? Because she said the same thing like 10 times.
That's kind of her trick.
That's her trick.
I mean, I'm all for padding videos at times, but geez, at least have something more to say.
No, but she doesn't do that, regardless of the length of it and regardless of the topic. If you remove some of the cue bits, how easy would it be in any one of her particular videos to ever figure out what the hell she's talking about?
You can't.
Exactly. This is the physical embodiment of diarrhea.
Yep.
And we all feel a great change coming. We feel it in the air.
Oh, do we now?
We feel it in our every connection that we have with other people. We can feel there's something going on. Something's not right. I personally feel like a way of life is literally ending. A way of life is ending. I can feel it. I can sense it. And it's okay. We got this. We can make it through. We really can. We can stand our ground. We can make it through. We can persevere to the end. We can't let them crush our spirits. We can't. Because it's spiritual also, you all. It's very spiritual. But it's
who are the them?
Yeah, I thought they said, yeah, that's what they said. That it was the end of the Mayan cycle was the 2012. That was really interesting, the correlation, she said, from 2012 through
Yeah,
2021.
and that didn't
the
happen,
numbers
did
are
it?
reversed, kind of like it, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yes.
And the opposite is
that's
also
right.
true.
And I found that
I
out
mean,
in
there,
my life too, Christina. When one door shuts, another door opens.
RJ, there almost
And
was the end
all
of
is
the
not
world.
lost. There's
The
always
tweets
hope.
almost
There's always
And then a
came
hope.
on.
window opens for us, and we
So
want to
there's
jump
something
out.
to the Aztecs. Okay, there is. There's something to the five suns.
There's something
I
to.
don't think that it's really not a myth. According to the Aztecs, it's not.
That's
it's
what
not.
you've said
So-
before.
Yeah.
You're cycling
Simple
back to
English
the same stuff.
Wikipedia. The first.
So basically, her argument here is, it's not a myth of the people who thought it up and believed it, and therefore, it's real.
No, it's interesting.
Tezcatlipoca. That's not Tezcatlipoca. That's not Tezcatlipoca. Wow.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Sun.
My mind is
All of
going.
that. Look
I
at
can
that.
feel it.
Hitzcopal. So yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll put the link to
Oh,
her
please
channel if you want to
do.
listen to her
Please do.
tell about it. It was relaxing. I found it very relaxing, and I found it very interesting. I did.
Interesting. Ooh, and relaxing
if you
too.
find it interesting, I would encourage you to listen. Also, I would just
Which you've
tune out
said
the 3
several
words. I can tune out the
times.
words. I really
We
can,
get
but
it.
because what she had to say
Put
far
it up
outweighed
on a placard
anything else.
once
It
and
really
then
did. What
move
she had to say
on.
far outweighed it.
You nincompoop!
Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's
Goodbye.
wonderful. So I'm
Yeah.
going to
Bye. Don't let the
Um,
bed bugs
It
bite.
was really it was neat to listen because I used to listen to storybooks all the time when I was little audio books. I'd go to
Oh
the
boy,
library
that
and I'd
didn't
get
help
the
you any.
audio tape and plug it in, and I just listened to them, and I loved it. So I like it. I did like it. I loved it. So I'm going to go, and I'll put the link. And when
thank
when I
God.
in this video, I will put the link in
End
the
it
description
already.
part. Okay, and I'll even
you
pin the
skip
comment
ahead?
to her channel. I'll pin it in a comment. So
Yeah,
you
we
just
get
click in
that
there. I'll
part.
pin the
You've
comment
said
since I know
that
how to
over
do it.
again,
You
too.
go in there, you all, and listen to it if you're inclined, and if you're not, don't listen to it. But please be
You've
respectful.
said
If you
that.
can't, please be respectful. Okay.
We get
Yeah,
that.
because there's no need to be disrespectful. There isn't. So with
And
that
we
being
got that
said,
part,
thank you
too.
again.
Goodbye.
Excuse me.
Are you done?
Sagori Ori, thank you again. It was
Turn
very nice
the
and pleasant
page,
to
you
listen to this morning.
fathead.
I haven't done that in a while. And thank
Turn
you all
the
for tuning in.
page,
And with that being said,
please.
hello wherever you
End
are
it
in any part of the
already.
world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you and thank you once again. And like I said, I'll pin the comment and I'll put the link in the comment, pin it to the channel, and I'll put it in the description. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you, Apple Brooks, and any other moderator that's on here. Thank you all for taking time out to listen to what I have to
Oh,
say.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, I have my submission for movie night next week.
Oh,
That
threats,
video that you
threats.
talked about.
Yeah, right.
Well, you ever notice she bobs her head like a chicken pecking for grain?
Well, if you have a brain like that, it takes a while for the little neuron to roll around inside the skull and connect up with the synapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, Synapse is crying out for mercy.
Woo! She's the same species as Madame Curie.
Does it make you feel any better to know that that was at 1.25 times speed?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, thank you. Bless you, dear, for not running it at normal speed.
Right?
Woo!
Well, we've got one video left on the wheel. It's a 6-minute video. Do you think we should hop into
Oh,
that?
we
Might as well.
Let's
Yeah.
clear the
We're
deck.
almost
Knock
done
it
anyway.
off the wheel here.
I just
Yeah,
love
spin
the
the
fact
wheel and find out where it's landing.
I just can't believe that she couldn't pronounce Quetzalcoatl
Yeah.
or
Oh.
Tezcatlipoca.
Well, the Tesla polka thing, that one's a lesser god. It's relatively unfamiliar. I can still finally wrap my head around Huitzilopocatli, but they're red. Ooh, the
Huitzilopocatli.
moon,
Yeah, especially if
Oh,
this
hello, Loki.
is this
Moon.
my
which is noon spelled
Yeah, I think
backwards.
so, Brooke.
Okay.
Onmo, inside out.
It's
Show
there's
us
a
the
lot
key.
to call on but it won't be as. It will probably be the most entertaining of all the videos tonight.
Yeah,
It'll-
spin that wheel. Let's see where we land.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet it's on Moon.
There we go.
Oh, the suspense is killing me.
Isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Which one is it going to be?
Oh, wow. Oh, don't tell me.
Oh,
It's gonna be-
Up at the moon.
No, that's noon because it's upside down.
That's
No,
true.
it would be ooh.
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
dear. And we did have a super chat from Mark Beiser for $5, who said someone needs to send her a link to the hymn of creation in the Vedas. See if she jumps down the Hindu creation myth. It is way more fun than most.
Oh, hey, let's have her go to the Church of Prokofiev, the 7 Day or 7
Ooh, let's have her
planetary
go down-
Chaldean hymn.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
let's introduce her to
no.
Journey to the West.
No, let's introduce her to the Church of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Or the flying spaghetti monster.
Cthulhu Satagan!
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Mark Beiser. I appreciate it. And let's get on with our video then, shall we?
Yeah, find out about the moon. I'm sure there's going to be lots of science in this one.
Indeed. All right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you still believe we went to the moon? Oh,
Yes.
Oh
God.
God, drink.
Which one? Here we go.
Are we also free to up Chuck?
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
The conspiracy music guru.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
drink.
not apologizing for
We're
that.
breathing again. Thank the line.
Wait, drink.
Okay.
Is this JM Truth?
No.
No.
It does look kind of like him, though, but no.
But this is the same guy that did the No Amount of Evidence video, right?
That I'm not sure.
I swear this is the same guy.
Well, just play it. and
Yeah.
Push.
And then fast forward through his possibly copyrighted music.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing happened on the way to the moon. That's the title of a video that I watched on YouTube. You can see astronauts hanging from wires, proving that astronauts and NASA are liars. They analyze photos and highlight mistakes.
Yeah, that's not how that works. And most of the stuff you guys claim as mistakes are not.
Yes, we know.
It's almost as if he's lying.
Of course.
Yeah. Hello, Chris.
Hello, let's see. Am I muted?
Nope, you're
No,
good.
we hear
We
you.
can hear you.
Okay, good. So
Good to
how-
have you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's slow at the moment, but I still got 5 flights coming in, so it'll probably speed up at any point.
Well, we're on our last video of the evening. We're getting them all
And
off
it's
the
a
wheel,
stupid,
and
crappy
then
music video.
Yeah. And you have me
Yeah.
to thank for this one.
Yes, let's play.
so, indeed, let us continue on. Possibly. There we go.
With the moon landing missions, they show it was faked. You can see them faking the photos of Earth. They use a round window to fake the curves.
Drink.
That's suspicious, don't you think?
Yep.
No, that's not how that works. You
Yes,
stupid-
we know.
Yeah.
It can't just look at something and say, "Oh, they faked it." You gotta know that you. I can't do this anywhere near as quickly as he can.
Yeah, let's
Stupid
go.
gift scalping son of a bitch.
Moving on.
Landing denier.
Yep. Tornado?
No. The dude was. Here's the thing. Buzz Aldrin was calmly ignoring the guy because Here's the thing. Buzz Aldrin is not obligated to kowtow to your stupid little conspiracy narrative. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to put up with you. And when he started calling Buzz Aldrin a coward and a liar,
That's when Buzz got mad.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was like
because
he
you
was-
don't get to accuse someone who's you don't get to accuse someone who lost friends during the space race of being a coward. You don't do that to someone like that.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get your teeth knocked out. And when when Bart Sibrel decided to try and sue Buzz Aldrin, the judge basically laughed him out of the courtroom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because old Barty Boy was the one who instigated it.
Yep.
Yeah, and pretty much, that's the case. He was harassing Buzz, and Buzz finally basically told him to go F himself, and he wouldn't, and so Buzz turned around and
nailed him.
Yep. Very beautifully.
Yes. Let's see if they show it.
I think they do.
Ooh.
Too, because I know that we didn't go to the moon.
Drink.
All right, Tornado, you go first.
Here's the thing. You can question it all you want. You can go ahead and do that. But when you start denying things, that's when we call you a conspiracy nut. Yep. Questioning is good. Actively denying is not.
Exactly. I was like, and you can go ahead and say you know that, but I can guarantee you that you don't.
Here's the thing. When you say, I know for a fact we didn't go, you gotta present evidence, buddy. And the best you've presented is negative evidence. You can't dare possibly provide positive evidence, because the moment you try that, everyone can see through it.
Yep.
I still want to send them all to the moon.
Yeah, all the conspiracy nuts seem to... Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'll be honest. You know, these guys, you know, they are. I mean, if Stanley Kubrick did, you know, did direct the moon landing as they claim, and I'll give him that for argument's sake. But you know what? He was such a stickler for accuracy. He made him go to the moon to shoot it.
Oh, there's the ice shrine.
Yep. Moving on.
Yep.
A fake, just a piece of old wood, not a rock from space.
Okay. Tornado.
Citation fucking needed. You little frickin'. You little frickin'.
Well, he's showing the Telegraph. I'm not sure on that claim.
Here's the thing. Citation fucking needed, you silly little twit. You provide your evidence or you're full of it.
Pretty much. But they don't seem to understand that.
They are Tortugans. They cannot help themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, when God made the moon.
He's doing the whole God made it from petrified wood. Citation needed. Here's the thing. You're making a claim about something when you haven't analyzed it.
Okay, they said that in the previous comment, he said that the moon rock was petrified wood, hence the petrified wood God comment.
Yeah.
Now let's move on.
Sits an astronaut suit. Take a good look at the tread on the boot. It doesn't match up with the prints on the moon, and y'all still believe what?
If you look at the boot impression there and the quote-unquote the tread on the other boot, is one, they left their treads there, so they didn't bring anything back, for one.
Right, the boots they put into the museum are not going to be the same ones they wore to the moon.
Yeah. And so, because they took basically the outer shell off.
Yes.
And you look at the boot that they showed, you can see where it has that nice gap. Like something was there, but now it's not.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, the specific print, you can actually... for the longest time, I thought it was a bulge upward, but then again, that was my stupid... It was my stupid fault. Either way, if you actually take a look at it and you analyze the boot from there and the actual boot print, you'll find that they actually do match up quite a fair bit.
Yeah.
Moron. Seriously.
And Brooke, you still had your hand up. Everything good?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
No problem. Here we go.
Also, the boot print on the moon. How can there be a boot print on the moon if no one ever went there?
Yeah. And not to mention, we also have the lasers that we can bounce off of the moon from,
But of course, they'll just say, "Oh, that's fake. You can't reproduce it."
Go to any like that has like a large telescope that can do that test. They'll bounce it off the moon for you.
Yep.
I know someone who would be willing to do that for flat earthers who works at an astronomy area.
All right, let us continue on.
Tornado?
That was a call made with a radio phone. Radio. Learn it. Enjoy it.
Right. It wasn't made with telephone lines or telephone signals.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was patched in to a radio. It wasn't. It was a. I mean, it was just standard television that It's how they used to make overseas calls in the military.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's, they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yep.
Belts. It wasn't a problem, right? Nothing was felt. But now you say it's a problem and you can't get through.
It's a problem due to the, I don't know, more advanced technology that we have. The crap that we had in 1969 was bricky. It was durable. It wasn't easy to throw off. We didn't have transistors that could be thrown off by a cosmic ray. Yes, a cosmic ray from space can make your computer blue screen.
Yep.
That means
MPs.
Modern computer.
Yeah.
The stuff we had back in 1969 was
not so much.
Yeah.
And it was rugged.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to throw off something with magnetic loops than it is to throw off something with, I don't know, ones and zeros that are basically built on silicon.
Pretty much. I was about ready to say, you had the, it was all, we're using digital now versus analog back then, which the analog could handle a lot of that. Now, we got to find a way to protect the equipment because, yes, we need the newer equipment because it's more precise. But it's also a lot easier to screw up, which would get our astronauts killed.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem with the astronauts. It's a problem with the technology that keeps them alive.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking moron.
Yeah.
That's Mr. Fucking Moron. Let's keep it polite.
No, he doesn't deserve any politeness.
Moving on.
Yeah.
This problem.
Drink.
Giant leap.
Drink.
Tornado.
You know, they weren't exactly interested in preserving it at the time.
Yep.
It's like most of the people wanted to see the first one. Less people wanted to see the second. Even fewer people wanted to see the third. And you know what those tapes were made of? Cellulite.
Which breaks down.
Yep.
Exactly. It's the same reason most atomic bomb footage from the 50s is so hard to remaster and to get back into the public eye, because it's either degraded or it's on its way to degrading.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's continue on.
Yes,
then.
the movie My Fair Lady, the original negatives of them had deteriorated, that they had to remaster them frame by frame back. So that's a 1964 movie that had deteriorated that much by the 1980s.
Yeah. Yeah, and two, at the time, NASA had done so much more stuff that we needed the space. So they're like, well, let's roll this crap. All right, let's get rid of it and we'll make space for the new stuff. And then they realized, we boo-booed big time. We should have kept that.
All right, here we go.
Oh, and they say one mission's original tapes is missing, or one mission's original copies is missing, and copies exist elsewhere.
Yep.
We call it a conspiracy theory.
Yep. Tornado?
Is this all the same guy?
Yeah.
All those posters look like the same fucking guy.
That's what they're trying to argue, is that basically
And the
Freemasons are behind it all.
That's the thing. You're talking one astronaut. One!
There actually are two. If you look at the bottom photos, you can see that the facial shape is different. But they're both Masons, what they're arguing.
But here's the thing. You can't just attach Freemason to conspiracy. It doesn't work like that.
But if you're a nitwit, you can.
Yeah. I'm like, they can try.
The Freemasons in the olden days were wandering stone layers.
Exactly. That's why they were called free, because they weren't bound by a border. But you don't expect them to actually follow, like, reality, do you?
Yeah, they think the government's in the hands of a bunch of stone workers.
No, you're wrong, Tornado. It's not just stone workers. It's the reptilian stone workers. Get it right.
What about the space insects?
That's the reptiles. They're reptilian insects.
Oh, okay.
Even though I know
that makes so much better sense now.
Yeah.
And it's interesting too.
Yeah.
Don't look now, but your Masons are on the loose.
Let's move on.
Here we go.
But I don't care, man. I'm still gonna make this too, because I know that you can't go. No, there's no blast crater from the lunar module. Probably because that thing is just a model.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be a blast crater from the lunar lander. First, they went down on the thrust when they were about to land. You know why? Because they didn't want to waste it all and go back up.
Yep.
And two, that air thing, the whole blast crater that you might expect from being there, would have been severely limited due to the fact that, oh gee, all that pressure is going into the vacuum of space. And more importantly, there are rays that were kicked out from the area where the lander landed. There are rays from that landing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And people can still use the laser reflector on the moon to bounce lasers off of, which is odd if no one's ever been to the moon to put it there.
I know that, and I know someone who actually works at a place that does that, and I've told her, what she thinks about flurfers and people who say we never went to the moon, and she's like, I would love for them to come down and visit, and I will bounce the laser off just for their amusement to show that it does that.
Oh,
then
and
they maybe can bounce the laser off them.
By the way, the reason why your lunar lander looks, quote, like a model, probably
because that one is.
That was a model, yes.
Yeah, that one is a model. The big one, here's the issue with that. The bigger one is thin. It's got thin metal. It was a pressure vessel.
Mm-hmm.
It was designed to keep them alive while they were on the moon and going back up to the capsule.
It didn't need to last for that long.
Nope. Moving on.
Oh, the flag that flutters with no atmosphere. Don't
Drink
you think
rain.
that's a big quick?
Oh,
Tornado.
My God, that's not how that works. Do you know that a flag in atmosphere actually waves less than it does on the moon?
Yeah.
Why is that, Brooke?
If I'm remembering it correctly, that is because of the fact that you have a little thing called air resistance.
Ding, 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 ding! So of course it's going to look like the flag is waving in the vacuum of space, even when there's no wind, because there's less air resistance, which makes the flag wave longer.
Yeah, and
they had to put a little prong inside of it to make it shape properly. That's all that's vibrating.
Yeah, and if you look at it, you see him when he plants it and then turns it. Well, that turn with no air resistance is going to make it flutter, and it stops pretty quick. And yeah, you have that. So then if there was a gust, why wasn't there another gust? Because any sort of gust like that would have a slight breeze to go with it. And well, there's
more importantly, he likes to claim that the fact that the flag is waving means there had to be wind. If there was wind, where's all the dust that would be kicked up by it?
Yeah.
Yep.
His own point about the blast crater came back to bite him in the ass about the flag.
Now, you're not expecting logical consistency from them, are you?
Yeah.
All right, let us continue on.
Yep.
Yeah. You should be getting your science
shadows
pretty
means
soon.
another light source. Do I think it's fake?
No.
Yeah, of course. The whole thing was filmed on a Hollywood set.
No.
Tornado.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
You must admit he's compiling every imaginable false claim together into one tidy but not terribly entertaining song.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Intersecting shadows, that can be achieved easily with topology.
Yep.
B, if you're viewing it from a if you're viewing it like from a camera, of course shadows that are off to your left are going to bend towards the center of the frame. That's just natural, you freaking moron. And third, if he's going to put Stanley Kubrick as the director of that whole thing, then Stanley Kubrick wouldn't have allowed it to be shot on a set.
Yep.
Remember 2001: A Space Odyssey when he wanted to do actual moon scenes? Stanley Kubrick is such a perfectionist.
Yes,
that
you
he would
mentioned
want
that
it
earlier.
shot on
I
location.
did. I actually mentioned it. But yeah.
All right, well, let us continue on.
Directed by Kubrick is my best bet. The moon's so cool, we'd love to explore it, but we can't get past low Earth orbit. Do your research, people. I think you'll find.
Yep.
We can easily get past low Earth orbit. At least we can get satellites past there. So, false. More importantly, we're not putting people past low Earth orbit because there's no money in it right now.
Yeah.
You know, we need incentive to go past low Earth orbit. We don't have that right now because for several reasons. There's no space race, which means no one is competing against each other to achieve a goal. There's no incentive to going there. There's no resources that we could possibly use on the moon except for whatever water might be there. There's just no point in going. Remember,
no advancing technology.
Remember, the whole reason we went to the moon in the first place was because of an international dick measuring contest on a scale the world has never seen before or since.
Yeah, I was about ready to say, yep, we went there because basically we were mad because Russia got something up before us, and we're like, fine, we're going to show our dicks bigger than yours, and we're going to
go to the moon. It was a dick measuring contest.
Okay, was. Yes, okay.
All right, let us continue on.
Let's finish this thing.
But NASA admits that a bunch of times. Listen.
Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans.
He said right now, low Earth orbit.
Yeah.
He's going to use that to say, oh, they can only do low Earth orbit. No, they said right now.
Yeah.
He's quote mining.
Because of all the technology we have. Limitations.
And more importantly, there's no money in it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Build it back again.
Go ahead, Tornado.
The technology we lost was the ability to rebuild the F1 engines.
Yep.
We stopped building F1 engines because we didn't have a purpose for them anymore. We retooled all of our stuff to build things like shuttle engines and solid rocket boosters, and now Raptor and Merlin engines. It would be painful to build back the technology to build the specific engines we used to get to the moon, namely the F1 and the J2 engines. Yep. That's the technology he's referring to. And more importantly, the people who used to build them are either dead or crippled.
Yep.
That was 60 years ago.
Most of them are probably dead.
Yeah. Because most people in there were like in their 30s, so you're looking at people in the 90s.
People in their early 80s or late 80s or even early 90s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that is the end of our lovely video for this evening.
Oh, that was so informative. It was interesting.
I could literally debunk that without any prior knowledge. Yeah. I could literally do that without looking anything up. Any of that.
Like, the only one that we...
Pirate Cat!
The only one that I think we weren't sure about, and that I'm sure would take like 2 seconds on Google, is that petrified wood comment. That's about the only one I think we aren't sure on, but as soon as it's on Google, I'm sure we could find the answer.
It's entirely possible that somebody tried to pass off something that wasn't a proper moon rock to some museum at some point or another. It's not intrinsically impossible. There are lots of actual moon rocks that have been studied meticulously by geophysicists, and they are not the same as terrestrial rocks.
Well,
he's going to say that if this actually happened, he's going to say that one piece of petrified wood means the whole mission is fake.
Pretty much what he's saying.
You can't do that. That is literally cherry picking.
Yep.
But how do they get their pies if they can't cherry pick?
It's true. Oops, sorry. Alrighty, well, with that, everybody, we are going to wrap it up here for the evening. I do want to thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Brooke, for being our host this evening. And if anybody else does want to be on the panel or host movie night, you're more than welcome. Just send me a message either on Discord or Twitter and let me know, or place a comment on the video. You're more than welcome to be on the panel, and if you'd like to host, that's great too. You don't have to have any kind of technical know-how. I do all the moving parts. You just do the talking parts. So let me know if you're interested in doing that, and we'll get you on. And with that, everybody, I do want to thank you all for coming out and say goodnight, panel.
Good night, panel.
Good night,
That was
panel.
a lot of stupid.
Yeah.